S.Darts here, Holler Sounds. Today I was going to be doing a beats show, which basically focused around my music production and just talking about making music in general, being a producer, being a musician, and just going through some of my tracks, just talking about the inspiration for the tracks, or talking about why I make certain pieces of music, and what, each track, piece of music has a story to it. And I was going to be talking about all different things, and I was going to put the whole entire, this whole entire hour-long music showcase slash discussion or talk under the name Saturday Beat Show. And it's supposed to be uploaded at 10 o'clock tonight. This week's episode was going to be a drum and bass show. I've made all kinds of music, from hip hop to trance to dubstep to even a bit of drill and trap now, because So anyway, long story short, I was going to do a drum bass show today, but I'm running out of time due to circumstances in life and being completely knackered from work. It's now 22:09, so by the time I've recorded the show, that's supposed to be an hour long, we're going to be having some issues. So I think I'm going to aim for a short time period, maybe 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and just show you a few tracks and maybe talk a little bit about them and how they came about. So before I ramble on anymore, let's knock my tablet on the floor, break it. Whoops. No, let's kick this off with this track, which is called Long Dream. And it's one of a few tracks I was making, kind of like a chill out album, and they kind of have the same similar sort of like samples and stuff, but the idea of these tracks is to be really, really dreamy, kind of uplifting, get a little bit of piano in there in the background, and just really playing around with those synths and giving that really, really nice kind of chill out kind of drum bass vibe. But we will line things up and maybe darken things up later on in this little showcase, if you will. So let's kick it off then with a track called Long Dream, and this is also connected to the first bit of music you heard here, drum bass, at the start of this podcast. go. That's A Long Dream, and it's part of about 7 tracks which I made together all in one go. Features similar sort of sound effects to them. Just one track goes after another one, and I think we'll continue that with this next track called Evolution, and it has a second part. Now the first part, Evolutions, it's kind of, it is drum bass, but it has a bit of, say, sort of trancey sort of sound to it, or acidy sort of sound to it. And then the part 2 to this, which will come up at about 3.5 minutes. I don't think I have time to actually mix it in properly, sorry about that. So there will be a little bit of a break in this. But this was made, I just wanted to create sort of like uplifting but dark kind of sound. But it was made around similar time to the track you just heard. And then the second bit sounds more kind of a bit dark and more kind of drum bass than the first part. And the second part was only about 2 minutes long. I intend to extend it and actually join these 2 tracks together properly. But that will be done at some point when I've got time. I've got so many different projects to work on. So let's play this track. It's called Evolutions, part 1 and 2. Enjoy. go. That was Evolutions Part 1 and 2. Now, even though I made that track, those tracks in 2006, I feel they still need actually editing. So at the end of each one of these tracks, well, actually originally they sounded, fine. But I've noticed actually in these versions I got here, there is some sort of like kind of an error in conversion, because there is a bit of clicking. But it's not clicking from over peaking like you'd get if the track's kind of like not compressed enough. It's actually caused by when the track was converted from the music software which I used to make it, and the MIDI files. So I will go back in there. When I mix these two tracks together, I'll go in there and I remove that. But I already did remove that, but I don't know where that version has gone. So basically just, to get this up, I've just gone through one of my backups of music, and literally just gone through and grabbed all the drum bass music and just put it in one folder. And to be honest with you, there are a couple of tracks in here which I actually can't even remember because it was so long ago, 2006. So what do we play next? Let me have a little look here. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. When I made that track, there's this guy at college, and he goes, oh man, this is sick, man. Oh yeah, it's really good, man. Can I play it at my rave? We're doing a rave at the weekend. Can we play this music at a rave? I was like, I suppose so. But to be honest with you, I wasn't really too keen on letting these people take my music and then use it and probably not give me any credit for it. So I said, well, I'll come along then. But they weren't willing to tell me where they were going, so screw you. You don't get none of my music in your illegal rave. Oh yeah. So let's play The Shadow. Is the next track we're going to play, and I created it in 2008, and I released it on MySpace, and it actually did quite well, like 15,000 views in like a month or so. But MySpace killed my account basically and deleted all my music and deleted all my views and plays. So screw you, rubbish. Can't compete with Facebook service. So anyway, yeah, this is 2008, called The Shadow. It also has a part 2, and I'll play that after it, but I'll talk a little bit first about it. And this music, The Shadow, features a little clip from a rock band. This guy I met back in 2008. He said, "Can you make any music out of this?" And so actually that sample actually sounded really, really good in drum bass. So what I did is sped it up, and that basically makes I build the track around this sample basically. Long story short, of this obscure rock band that not many people have heard about, and I've actually forgotten the name of the rock band. If I find it, I'll put them in the link description to what this track sampled. It was only like a short little clip, so I'm not really too bothered about copyright issues and so on, because it was released to no profit as well, and actually did put the name of that artist where that little clip come from with the release on MySpace, but it was so long ago now, 2008, that I have completely forgotten the name of their band, and I'm sorry about that. Let's play it. It's called The Shadow, and then after that I'll be playing part 2, which came from this track, which actually original has no sample in it. I just took the beat and the bass I used here in this track and then folded it over to try and make a new track. And it kind of went quite well. It needs to be extended, but here we go. It's called The Shadow. So that was The Shadow, released in 2008 on the amazing MySpace, and then MySpace deleted all the all the plays and everything off that account. Great. Anyway, this is part 2 and I'll play it in a second, but I just want to talk really quickly about this track, The Shadow, right? So, it kind of revolves around putting a really, really dark, kind of powerful bass. And there's about 3 different versions of this track, and it really kind of found it difficult to actually get that bass sounding powerful enough without being distorted too much, and then while still having the other parts sound quite clear. And obviously I've advanced quite a lot in my production in the last 12 years, so I pretty good take many of these tracks and redo them now. And I could just do that anyway, because even though this track was released already, I might just release it again as, well, to a new audience probably. Sound nice and fresh to them. But, people said to me, you want to release them bangers and release them hits, get loads of plays and views. The fun for me is making the music. I'm not really that bothered about being some sort of musical star. Can't really be bothered. It's all about making the music. And I do graphic design, and I've done lots of different visual effects and sort of things for videos, and I enjoy doing that as well. But actually getting the tracks together and releasing them and doing all the admin and all the different things involved to release tracks on all these different places like MySpace. MySpace, well, back in the day, MySpace is dead now, don't go about MySpace. But YouTube, Facebook, SoundCloud, all the rest of them, Bandcamp, Spotify. It's actually incredibly difficult, because I've got a full-time job as well in a crappy warehouse where I try and save £10,000 to do electrical level 4. Yeah, touching her. So I'm just sitting in front of this wall of music which I've been making for like the best part of 2 decades. And here I am in a dead-end sort of job, really. But, a lot of these tracks I make them, you'll hear in the future. I do different showcases of other music and so on. You feel the emotion in there, but quite a lot of times I try and do a bit of dark and a bit of light and mix it together. So in that track, Shadow, it has a bit of sort of dark, or sort of light, sort of uplifty sort of sounds to begin with, and then midway through turns to sort of more dark. That's quite a common thing that I do with my music. But let's play this next track, which actually came out of The Shadow. So I made The Shadow and then I extended at the end, got rid of the sample, and then took the bass, the synths, drums, and I made a new track out of it, which is to be extended. It's only like 2 minutes long at the moment, but I'll play that now. It's actually a pretty decent drum bass sound. So let's play that now. Yeah, so it's basically called, actually has no name, so we'll call it, let's name it right now, Live. I do have a bit of an issue when I name tracks. I can't keep naming the tracks that I've already named the same name. So what, I'll leave it up to you. Leave in the comments what you want to call this track, even though it was made 2008. Whatever. It was originally called Shadow Part 2, but there's not much point of calling it Shadow Part 2, because it doesn't even feature the sample that says the shadow within me, like the other track. So leave in the comments what you think this piece of music should be called. It's going to be extended. It's only like 2 minutes long or so, but it's going to be extended. So put your thoughts of what you're going to call it, or what name would fit this piece, this drum bass piece. Leave it in the comments. So it kind of ends there. But I really do want to extend this, but I don't know if I'll be able to extend it, because you get at the 1.5 minutes is where the breakdown, nice little breakdown happens, and it kicks in with that beat. Let's play it again real quickly. I really like that, and it just sounds like it needs to be part of a longer track, but where to extend this kind of might, is the issue, Or is it just best as being part of a longer mix, like being at the end of the shadow track or another track, or at the start of another track, or being part of a continual mix? Let's play it from 120 and listen again to the little drop that comes in there, because I really like that bit. And I don't really want to waste it, I want to try and utilise it. This piece here, extend it somehow, but I might not be able to do that. Let's play it from 120 and hear that drop again. Yeah, I really like that drop at 130. Maybe the track could do with like more than one drop, but then if you have more than one drop, then it kind of not ruins, but kind of like maybe diminishes the power of the first drop. I don't know, that track needs if I'm going to extend that, instead of having it part of a longer drum and bass track, or